All right, another short one here. I want to talk about Black Lives Matter and how White Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter, all this bullshit they've used to maybe destabilize the legitimacy of the movement. Can I say that? All right. I'm not a Black Lives Matter person, but like Neely Fuller says, I can't say it the way he says it, but basically, victims, they have the qualification. I have no right to question other people who are suffering under white supremacy. I have no right to question them and tell them how they should feel. That's in essence what he says, and it's true. And what that's made me do is, like he says, when someone says, well, this black man says that, and you disagree with him, all I can say is, he said what he says, and move on, and not white people, and not sit there and talk about other black people, talk them down. What's it? When Kanye, I just felt like it was like an emergency. You know, in exigency, they teach you in criminal justice. That's an emergency. You know, all rules off. Everything is off. You got to go in. And that's how I felt with the Kanye thing. It was such a... And it's black folks who feel that he was right. That, yes, we as black people, we've been cowards. And if you're talking... And I've said it. Obama was 8 years of black people doing nothing. Progressives and black people, they went to sleep. In many ways. You had more bombings, more drone bombings. Obama by more countries. He got us into more wars. Okay, he had more people charged under the Espionage Act than all the presidents put together, and a couple of those cases he kept off the books. So a lot of things Obama did, I don't agree with to this day. Libya, I don't agree with. He said he's wrong for it, but he can't take that back. He can go all the basketball games he wants, and it's sad that our society is so fucked up that people will say, well, if you don't agree with Obama, you're not a progressive. See, that's the danger of always voting for the worst, the best of two evils. Is that it gets to the point to where a progressive says something I disagree with, and I call them out, so I'm no longer a progressive. But we always talk about the Republican Party, how they're a bunch of pedophiles on there. There's a bunch of people out there beating their wives, there's a lot of people with Trump abusing women. You know, I know Alex Jones probably say, well, they like women. So you liking women makes it okay for you to beat up on women? Doesn't make sense. And it's not supposed to make sense. That's not legitimate. I remember when Alex Jones first made them comments about, well, Trump was accused of molesting women, a group of women, so that means he's not gay. So you're voting for a guy who's a pervert and a predator, but it's okay because he's not gay. Does it make sense? Look at all the guys Trump's had in there who abuse women, who ruffle women, you know, who disrespect women. This guy had that wrapped out Haddon or whatever. Great example. He beat his wife up bad, you know. What's the dude's name that he put to the Supreme Court? Something I just noticed over time. There's a lot of guys around him that, because that's the archetype. Not all white men do, but it's an archetype there. Just like you have good black men, you have some niggas out here. You know, I can get you the lowest of the low, and I can get you the best of the best. Trump is the worst of the worst with his people. You take the suits off, you're looking at animals. They're animals. Why is it to jump out against Black Lives Matter though? Why was there so much opposition to them? Blue Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, all the stuff they put up. Because anytime you had a group who stands up for black or brown people and is willing to go to jail and willing to really get the message out there, they're always attacked. Like Dr. King, like the Move 5, like Fred Hampton, like Malcolm X, like Medgar Evers. This is what the enemy does. And the goal of the enemy has never really changed that much. You know, it's to the point now. I think they know the drug war was designed to keep black people down, and you have some white people out here that find that funny. They're like, yeah, good. That these laws weren't designed for public safety, or they were designed to keep black and brown people oppressed, keep them down and keep them quiet. There was a lawsuit against them cops that died in Baton Rouge, or cops in Dallas, I think. The shooting, the black man, Uriah, was shooting them black police officers, killed a couple of them, and they blew them up with a robot. They sued Black Lives Matter, which is crazy because it happened in 2015, right? How many mass shootings have we had since? Black Lives Matters is an organization, okay? They're not on TV. They might be on YouTube or somewhere. You gotta look them up. Trump and what Trump does, he's the president. You don't have to watch him or listen to him to go to work and hear somebody talking about Trump. That's totally normal because he's the president. This mass shooting they had in New Zealand, that guy in his manifesto was talking about Trump and Candace Owens. I think if you can sue Black Lives Matter for them cops getting killed, you should be able to sue Donald Trump in his person. And see what make it so bad is Uriah was not even a member of Black Lives Matter, which is not really an organization. It's just people coming together to protest. Not a militia, nothing like that. Trump is a president. His reckless comments and all that set the tone. They set the tone that we all live by. So when he talk about don't be so gentle with the thugs and the cops are laughing and smiling, you knew what he meant by that. Rough these niggas up. Show them who's boss. Show them who's boss. I got you. I was watching a video of that the other day, and cops just, some of them were like shaking their heads like, no, that's not right. You know, and then one white bitch was a little demonic smile. It's a little it's not even a smile of happiness. I say this all the time that one thing I learned over the road with them crackers is that all of their humor would always come from someone's pain, heartache, or loss. They would watch somebody on back into their truck. They laugh about it. Or they watch somebody, you know what I mean? I just, that's something I noticed, just the devilishness of them, of those white people. They really would take joy in someone's death. When I see these trucks out here, these ricks, I don't take joy. I feel like it's karma. You want to go out here and cut people off and drive recklessly and speed, and hey, maybe one day you won't win. Maybe one day you wind up in a ditch. But I'm not proud of that. I'm not sitting up here talking about it, laughing and kidding, making jokes. It's something I have inside myself. Every time I see somebody cut me off, maybe next time something might happen. Not with me, you know, hopefully. Knock on wood. But yeah, man, if you can, you should ever sue Trump. I totally believe that. If his language, if his rhetoric incites violence, you've gotta, and I don't know about the law in Australia. I have no idea how that works. I don't know anything about all those kind of things, but I'm just saying that you have to prove that. That's got to be proven. You've got to get evidence, and I don't even remember what it was about Trump. I don't think it is really any one thing that Trump says or does that inspires them. I think it's just his whole aura and the people he brings around him. It's really a white supremacist all-star team from Pompeo. I'm about to mention a bunch of folks don't even work there no more. I was going to mention Sessions and Flynn and all them. They don't work there no more, which is good. But double standards. Peace.